How do I 30M come back from yelling at my pregnant wife 26F? I have been with my wife 4 years. I have a 5-year-old from a previous relationship. My 5-year-old, L, is from my first long-term relationship during college. We split shortly after her birth, as my then-partner admitted to being unfaithful and not being ready to start a family. My daughter loves my wife. They are inseparable. My ex does not have much to do with my daughter or myself, except cause the occasional drama. She did not want any custody or visitation time. So my wife is her mother for all intents and purposes. My wife is almost 8 months pregnant. She has shut me out of the entire pregnancy, but refuses to admit anything is wrong. I feel completely ignored and hurt. When we first learned she was pregnant, she told me while I was making breakfast. Of course, I was elated. However, since it was an unplanned pregnancy, I asked how she was feeling at first. She began smiling and crying about how excited she is. I picked her up, gave her a million kisses, and told her I was so excited to have a baby too, and what a wonderful mother she would be. All good, right? She went all out to announce to everyone else. Balloons and boxes, t-shirts, and best big sister mugs. I assume the casual announcement with me is because she wanted my feelings on growing our family before celebrating. However, when her sister asked about how I liked my box, my wife quickly said, "He didn't get one. This isn't his first rodeo." It was like pulling teeth to get her to let me go to the ultrasound appointments. She didn't want me to miss work, didn't want to interrupt a less routine, excuse after excuse. When it came to listening to the heartbeat, my wife instantly started crying happy tears. The tech was telling her how strong the heartbeat was, how precious our little one was, etc. I was feeling a bit emotional and cleared my throat to prevent crying. The tech said, "Dad, isn't that sound beautiful?" My wife immediately said, "This isn't his first child. It's not that special for him." I immediately said this is one of the most important moments of my life. I can't think of anything more special. The atmosphere was clearly awkward after. Another thing that bothered me, I heard Elle and my wife's mom laughing in the living area. I was in the kitchen making dinner. When I walked in and asked what the fuss was about, Elle was touching my wife's stomach and was laughing with excitement that the baby was moving and it would be so cute. My wife let my daughter and Mil feel the baby move before me. I was hurt, but simply said how happy I was. Later that night, my wife was poking her belly and laughing. I asked her to feel as well, and she said, "You felt Elle move as a baby. What can be better than that?" She was the cutest baby ever. She has felt pretty poorly throughout her pregnancy, but refuses to let me help her. If I bring her a snack and drink, she offers it to our daughter. If I try and rub her feet or legs, she asks me to play with our daughter so she doesn't feel like she is being replaced or ignored. I simply do not ignore my daughter. We have bonding time. I'm an active parent, but I want to love my wife. She can hardly eat, but when I asked her what I can prepare for her, it's whatever Elle wants. We went to the zoo with Elle, and my wife started feeling bad. She had cramps and was considering going to the hospital, severe nausea and dizziness. I carry her to a bench nearby, and she began to cry, saying she can't even stand up. I told her, "Let me call an ambulance, or I'll carry you to the car and drive you." She said she didn't want to ruin LS trip, and we didn't even make it to the aviary, LS favorite part. I said I wasn't leaving when she asked me to continue to go through the zoo with Elle. We sat for a while until her dad showed up. She didn't even tell me he was coming, and he took her to the doctor. I was shocked and followed them with Elle. When we arrived, Elle was upset about missing the aviary and pouting. At that point, the health of my wife and unborn child were my concern. I really didn't care Elle was upset. My wife was irate that I made Elle miss out. Another example. We were watching Elle play in a local kids sport. I asked her, "Do you think our kid will be athletic, artistic, enjoy science or math?" She said, "This is LS moment. We shouldn't make it about someone who isn't even here." Elle was on the field. We were sitting in the stands. We had both waved to her, held up a sign for her, everything. I just wanted to talk about our baby. When her bump was really showing, she would always show it off to anyone who wanted to look. Her family, friends, siblings, etc. "Do you want to see my bump? I'm huge, so excited." I can't believe it's only X more weeks. They all touch her bump, talk to it, etc. Her parents come and reads or tells back in the day stories. They go to the beach? 1,000 bump pictures posted on her friends' social media accounts, so ready to be an honorary auntie. Her sister, wife puts the B in bump and beautiful. If we go out together, she wears the loosest clothes so I don't see it. I'll even see her pull her shirt down when she sees me come into the room. She sat on me the other day after being playful in bed. Her bump was right in my face. I ran my hands up it and said, "You are the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. You already are a great mom to Elle. I can't wait to see you as our family grows." This was one of the first times I was really able to feel her bump, so I rested my hand there and said, "I love you so much already. I'm so excited to meet you. I hope you have your mom's eyes." She moved off of me and said, "I know ex-partner had a bigger bump than me. I bet it was fun seeing Elle move all the time. You don't have to act like you care. I know you've done this before." I said I don't think about it that way. Elle is special, but this is a completely new and different special because it was with her and our baby was someone completely new and special. She began to leave the room and I could see her shoulders shake from crying. I am 100% positive she is not cheating, nor has she ever. I just cannot wrap my head around why she doesn't want me to be happy about this. The rest of the time is completely normal as long as I don't mention the baby. She is affectionate, imitates intimacy, brags about what a good husband I am and how great I've made this pregnancy. We plan for our future, have date nights, everything else. Unfortunately, we had a fight where I snapped. I had a break between clients at work, so I went to a local baby store and got a lot of things off of her list and Pinterest board. I came home and surprised her with flowers, a prenatal massage certificate, and her favorite food, as well as the baby items. She seemed very grateful, but when I came home the items were no longer there. She said she returned it to buy Elle's stuff, as she was going to feel left out. I lost it. I cried for the first time in our marriage and yelled that having a child with her was the worst mistake I've ever made, that at least my deadbeat ex at least gave me the chance to know my unborn child, that I didn't care about the baby because she wouldn't even let me bond with it. I do care, have since she told me, that I hoped she was as miserable as she made me, and that she better be prepared for a custody dispute. She is a somm for Elle. She simply said, "I know you don't care about the baby, but I'll die before you take my baby from me." What? I have begged her to let me interact with her/our baby. I asked her if her therapist had any insight onto why she was being like this. She said no, that she isn't doing anything. I told her what I said above, and she said I had those experiences already, so it shouldn't matter. I asked her if the baby was mine. "I know it is, I was just being mean." She threw her phone at me and said, "Yes, go through it. I'll do a paternity test, whatever you need." I just called her parents and asked them to go to our house as we were having a disagreement and went to a hotel. I do not want to stress her or our unborn child, and I really want to repair this, but I truly don't know how. I'm staying at an Airbnb for now until we can figure this out, but I truly don't know what to do. I miss her like crazy, and I can't even begin to understand why she wants to behave this way. I have apologized for what I said, but I can't take back what I said, and I worry about when our baby is born if she will even want to be a family with me, or let me have anything to do with our baby. I spoke with a mutual friend who says she is very distraught and says she can't be a single mom, loves me, but her actions prove the opposite time and time again even when I beg for change.